Hi Scorpio, here is a general look at your solar chart for the whole of 2015, and there is another video I put out about the overview for 2015 which is for all of the signs, and it's about the major aspects and trends and how they are likely, well, how it's likely to unfold as per how I see it, which you might like to watch, and it'll just fill in the gaps in this kind of overview. There's much more written up on my website as well, Mercury retrograde times, and also more details. So to get started, there's going to be 2 solar eclipses in 2015, and the first one is going to be in your 5th and 6th houses, which is on the cusp of Pisces, Aries, and a little bit of confusion around maybe to do with Mercury, Neptune, which make a conjunction on that day, or a conjunct at the time of the eclipse. Somebody could be getting the wrong end of the stick, whether that's a good or a bad thing, you know, you will see, but you need to be carefuler about clarity, about informing, but also others need to be carefuler, and you need to be sure that you've understood something. And so checking things out. Deliberately make sure you get confirmation, and you don't be the confuser, or you don't be the confused. This is the time for you to begin improvements related to creative or speculative projects, investments maybe, but also anything that you really enjoy doing and you get a lot out of. But this is the time for change. The neutral energy of the eclipse is simply allowing you to bring in positive change. So taking maybe steps to improving something there. And it will unfurl and unfold over the subsequent 6 months. So setting that statement of intent within the, as close to the eclipse as you can, but within the 24 hours before the eclipse would be a good idea, because then that will sort of take that wave of intention through the next 6 months. And then the second solar eclipse is, and it's also related to children as well, children and pets, your work, your employment, daily duties, that kind of thing. So improvements in one or more of those areas there. And then the second eclipse is on September the 13th in Virgo, in a good angle to your sun sign, and this is the moment to begin shifting gears related to groups of people, maybe friends, and networking, that kind of thing, So it's a group mind, it's a collective thing, but it's also to do with friends and associates, people that you socialize with for work or for play. Now Venus is going to be in very long transit this year, along with Jupiter at the top of your chart, and that's no bad thing for you, even though the angle to your sun isn't totally ideal. Because of the position of it, it can be really seriously helpful. So first of all, the longer running one, Jupiter, which went to the top of your chart last year, and I would have mentioned that, and will be still at the top of your solar chart until August the 11th. And this is opening new doors in your area of career, maybe gradually at first. It depends on which part of Scorpio you're born in. And if it's not about career for you anymore, it's about general direction in life, but not all will be leading to the place that you really, I was going to say want, but maybe need to go now. And you could be puzzling over, you know, now which is the best choice for me to make here? Which is the best door for me to go through? And you could be more appreciated, respected, recognized over the wider stage at this time as well. You could be chosen, you know, above others, or your status could go go up, you know, with Jupiter in that area there. But try to keep modest, you know, and try to keep ego out of it. And there could be an expanding of your responsibilities in life, though, because Jupiter expands everywhere it goes, and this is the area of responsibility. And all natives of your sign are going to be feeling that. However, between June the 6th and October the 9th, we do have Venus in there as well, which is a super duper one, you know, to have the two in that area at the same time. You could find that there's some success is coming your way there. It's a good vibration, and it could mean that people in authority, people in positions of power are well disposed towards you, or maybe they're not in positions of power, maybe they're just people that you need on board, as it were. And so they can facilitate you in some way. Yes, and also Venus and Jupiter together will allow you to package something, present something. Maybe it's your own image really, really well, particularly through that period there, June to October, but throughout the whole of the time, because Jupiter is going to be there the whole of the time. But there is just one little window on the timeline between June the 25th and July the 7th when there's a huge amount of potential there. That's when Venus teams up with Jupiter. So be aware of that, you know, make a note about that one in your diary, and try to make sure that you're doing the right thing, you're with the right people in the right environment to really make hay where the sun shines with that one there. And that will actually be when the sun is in Cancer, which again is a really good angle to your sun sign. Now Jupiter moves into Virgo on October the 11th. Things which have been on the back burner for a long time can get kick-started and start to roll forwards. Something that you've been meaning to get round to, something that you'd like to see happen, whatever it is. And expansion then will be through who you know, not so much what you know. The group dynamic, some kind of special group or people who have got things in common. There could be you learning and growing because you've never come across these sort of people before, or you've never seen this kind of interaction going on between a group before, and it's new and you're learning from it, because Jupiter of course is a learning planet. So wherever Jupiter goes, you need to be learning from that. It's not like something that you knew already and you just kind of adding to it. No, it's not like that at all. So there may be a blind alley or two. There always is with Jupiter, because we are meant to be growing our mental landscape and our experiential landscape through wherever Jupiter is. So prepared to be sometimes amazed and inspired about what certain people are getting up to, or what their ideas are, their expertise, or whatever. Or maybe you're bringing, maybe there's like a breath of fresh air coming into the group, or maybe you're introducing it, or maybe you're seen as innovative by the group, or whatever it is. And that is going to be felt by all of you born up until mid-November, or with up to 24 degrees rising. And I'm giving you these, I always give you these, because those of you who know your natal chart, and there are plenty of free online resources to get your natal chart, all you need to do is input the date, the time and the place, and hey presto, there's your natal chart. Then you'll be able to see whether these degrees that I'm giving you of where the planet will be the most felt, influence will be most influential, is connecting with either your sun or indeed any planet from your natal chart. Okay, or important point like ascendant point. So Saturn left your sign on Christmas Eve. Oh, okay, right. Now then, what's next? Well, Saturn is coming back into your sign for a very short period between June and September, but yes, Saturn left your sign. So Saturn is going to be out of your sign, out of your sun sign, until June the 14th. And that will mean that the area of challenge will be shifting into the material side of life. You need to be working harder at growing things on a material level, capitalizing on assets, whatever kind of assets they are, and gradually over this period you can get things under control. But taking small steps, small steps, and sort of like finding a way round or through or over the hindrances, because there are always spanners in the work with Saturn, but giving it lots of time. Do not expect to be hugely successful with anything financial straight away. Excuse me, you will be learning a lot during this time. About what your limitations are, but also how you can maximize your chances as well through knowing what your limitations are. And then Saturn goes back into your sign for this sort of 3.5 month period. That is going to be you, again, slowly, steady and sure wins the race with whatever you are doing, but also you being much more responsible and taking your own self and what you know you need to do for yourself in life, whether it's to do with health, whether it's to do with your general ambitions and goals in life, relationships, job, whatever it is. You cutting out the fluff, you really focusing right down into it, and then you steadily, consistently building it, because Saturn, over and above everything, is the great builder of the zodiac. And building takes, you've got to put your back into it. You've got to really go for it in a consistent, you've got to turn up every day, and you've got to do just that little bit more. And that's Saturn for you. And you, Scorpios born in the last part, it'll be from about the 17th of November to the end of the sign, or with 27 degrees rising, you're going to be feeling that little one there in in 2015, those 3 months there the most. Uranus is still transiting your sector of daily work and health for several years, so meaning you have to be more innovative to do with the way you work, the equipment you use, the sort of people you work with, and maybe experimental. I'll suck it and see. I'll try this, I'll try that, I'll try the other. Maybe you are going from thing to thing, although being a fixed sign you probably aren't, but you do need to ring the changes and bring, there has to be a breath of fresh air coming through your work area. Otherwise the Uranian energy will probably pull the rug out from under something. So you need to get out ahead of that and meet the criterion of the changeableness of Uranus. Uranus likes things which are unorthodox, alternative, a bit strange, a bit out there, a bit weird, a bit offbeat. Uranus loves freedom. So the more freedom and the more liberated you feel in the work you're doing, the better. And if you are already onto it, then more power to you. Just sail on, with this. And however, there just still does have to be this edge to it, this something which is new to you, which is new to others, which will just mean that there's just that little kind of, I was going to say sting in the tail, but just that little twist there. And actually things that Uranus rules is aviation, sailing, anything to do with the air, the wind, in your work area, internet, broadcasting, because Uranus rules technology, and just a myriad of other things, sorcery, crystals, magic, ETs, off-planet beings, and also spiritual beings, and so on. Uranus rules groups of people. So if you're working with groups of people in your area of work, that might be a good thing, that might be a good way to meet the criterion of Uranus there and getting out in front of the Uranus thing. And you Scorpios born 4th to the 14th, or with 11 to 21 degrees rising, you're going to feel that energy the most throughout 2015. Neptune has been making its influence felt in a very performance-orientated area, in a very good angle to your sun sign, very supportive, and sometimes maybe you're too pie in the sky, you're too romantic, you're too trusting to luck. with a speculative venture, or you know, you haven't really considered the knotty details. But having said that, with Neptune in such a great angle to your sun sign, there is a holding energy there where actually sometimes dreams do come true, and it can mean that, you know, over the years that Neptune's been there already, some dream or other has come true, and now you've just got to, as it were, hold that vision and keep it real and keep it earthed and keep it going. And if it's about health, then that can mean that you sorry, it wouldn't. It's not going to be so much about health. That is more in the Uranian area, but the Neptunian area has you being maybe too starry-eyed and about something or someone. And remember that if it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it probably is a duck. And if you're looking to raise ducks, then that is absolutely perfect. And another way it can work is that you can make your it's performance area. So you could, if you're promoting something, if you're you know, presenting something in a sort of the Neptune will help you to put that out there in a great way. Neptune rules music, so maybe using a little bit of music with that, and that would be a good idea as well. And you Scorpions born the 27th of October to the 4th of November, or with 4 to 11 degrees rising, going to feel that energy the most. And then of course we have your ruling planet in Capricorn, and this is in a good angle to your sun sign, having a powerful impact on the area of communication. So you may be learning to speak different languages, or a different language, or indeed a different jargon related to maybe your work, or you know, just understanding things in a different kind of a way. You being more intuitive, you being more psychic. This is a standard way this one goes. You wanting to be more of a detective, wanting to research, wanting to get to the very bottom of something, the very root of understanding of something. You wanting to expose something as well, and you know, hang it out there on the line for all to see about, you know, the rot that's going on maybe in the corridors of power or whatever. And you just having this deepening, more profound understanding of not only your own mindset and the way your own mind works, but the way, you know, other minds work, like, you know, people talking about the truth there when indeed it's only their perception, and that kind of thing. And I say only, well, of course everybody's got a unique perception, but no one person has got the total whole truth, because they couldn't be sustained in this dimension. However, you begin to appreciate more and more that everybody has their own unique truth, which is good enough, you know, and you've put them all together, then of course you do get probably a more universal truth of everybody's unique truth, like many facets. And you Scorpios born between the 4th and the 9th, or with 11 to 16 degrees rising, going to feel that energy the most over 2015. And that is my general overview. If you know your rising sign or your moon sign, without paying attention to the degrees or the dates, you can actually get an idea of what's going on with those 2 points in your chart as well, if you listen to those. This is all written on my website, and I wish you a really happy and, shall we say, rewarding and interesting and peaceful 2015, and I'll see you again soon.